We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
Ready? And it's all thanks to Kyle.
Thank you. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Sure, once in a blue moon, you might need your tires for hauling a horse in a hailstorm. But most days, you're gonna need your tires for tougher things, like teaching your sister's kid how to parallel park. Thankfully, these Cooper Enduro Maxes aren't just tough, they're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
They call it America's National Park of Speed, and it truly is one of the most picturesque racing venues in North America. It is Road America, and at 4.015 miles, one of the most challenging racetracks that these drivers in the USF Juniors presented by Cooper Tires will see throughout the entire season. So many different opportunities to overtake, so many different characteristics and intricacies of getting a fast lap here. What a great racetrack, and we are looking forward to racing it twice here for the drivers in the very start of the USF Pro Championships. Hello, race fans. My name is Rob Howden, the voice of this USF Pro Championships program. Thrilled to be here to watch these young drivers go at it again. We had some great racing yesterday. Obviously, a huge victory for the Aussie Quinn Armstrong as he was able to close up the gap on his teammate Nicholas Giafoni in the scrap to try to win this championship and the scholarship worth over $240,000 to move to USF 2000 in 2024. Quinn Armstrong looking for another one here as he actually back-to-back jacks. He won the last race at Mid-Ohio and the first race here at Road America, so a good bit of momentum for Quinn Armstrong for D-Force Racing. Drivers, of course, have rolled out onto the grid here. We have a 10-lapper lined up, maybe longer, more laps at other venues, but at 4 miles, running within the window that we do run at 40 minutes, 10 laps, the duration of the battle here today. Let's have a look at the grid as we are, again, moments away from getting the engines fired and getting these drivers out onto the racetrack. 16 in total. Let's just start with that. The addition of the Jay Howard Driver Development Squad here this weekend. Of course, big announcement at Mid-Ohio just a few weeks ago that Jay Howard Driver Development expanding its program to not only have USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000, but to expand into the USF Junior Series for the end of this year and, of course, all of 2024 and beyond. As many as 5 cars potentially for Jay Howard and that program next year. They have 3 young drivers making their debut here this week, and all 3 have looked good throughout Thursday testing, Friday, and the action yesterday. Let's have a look at the grid. And indeed, one of those drivers, Aiden Ingrata, the Canadian from Ontario, qualifying on the pole position. Fast lap in yesterday's race, was able to improve on his fast lap from qualifying at 2:15.295. Aiden Ingrata for Jay Howard Driver Development in the number 3 will start on the pole position. One of the top young single-speed karters in North America, currently ranked number 7 by ekartingnews.com. This kid has already made a name for himself and will look to try to get himself onto the podium, potentially with a race win today. Big speed for Ingrata. He'll start alongside Max Taylor, looking for his first USF Juniors win. Taylor in the number 33 for VRD Racing, starting on the outside of the front row. Row number 2, already a winner this year, Jack Jefferson, the number 92 in the Corpay car for Exclusive Auto Sport. The driver out of Texas winning at VIR. He'll start 3rd place today. A big run for Jack Jefferson into 2nd yesterday to again close himself up on Nicholas Giafoni in the points championship. He'll start 3rd inside of row number 2. Yesterday's winner, Quinn Armstrong, looking to keep that momentum rolling. Could he get his 3rd straight win? We are about 10 laps away from finding out. Armstrong, the Aussie, starting on the outside of row number 2. Nicholas Giafoni, the Brazilian, who has been so good this season, just an absolute dominant factor, winning, 6 times on the season, only really a couple of blemishes. One primarily had an incident at Mid-Ohio, it finished 14th. Otherwise, he's been in the top 5 all year long. 6th place yesterday, Giafoni looking to get himself back up to the front of the grid. He'll start alongside young 14-year-old Hudson Schwartz, who has been a real revelation this year. Has looked good since joining the series at just 13 years of age. And again, 14, a couple of podiums for Hudson. Look for him to grab that first win either this year or most definitely in the near future. Row number 4, we'll see Joey Brienza start on the inside, P7. He had a great run from 9th up to 3rd yesterday. Brienza looking for another one of those recovery performances. Watch for him to get his way up into the top 5 and potentially onto the podium once again. Jimmy Lockhart for VRD Racing starting on the outside of the exclusive Autosport driver. Lockhart has shown great speed. Couple of podium finishes on the year. He deserves another run up front as well. His teammate Ethan Barker has been good all weekend long. Is going to start in the 9th position right now. Engines have fired and the driver's pulling off onto the racetrack. Barker for VRD Racing in that number 12 starting in 9th and really has had a great year. Best career finish of 4th yesterday for Barker. And such a great story. Not only does he run here in USF Juniors, he does a lot of oval asphalt stock car racing as well on a late model in an open wheel modified. We can just see him continually developing. It's been fantastic what we've seen here for sure out of him. Continuing.
All right, it's time for
Little technical difficulties. I think I got that dialed in. And indeed, let's continue working our way through the grid here as we go outside the air just to cap off the top 10. Brady Gold, the Texan for D-Force Racing, start alongside Ethan Barker on row number 5. We'll go to row number 6. Eric Schouten, the Brazilian for Exclusive Autosport, will start in the 11th. Fellow Brazilian, Lucas Facuri for D-Force Racing in the number 17, starting in 12th. Row 7 will have Carson Eder on the inside rather than the number 57 for DC Autosport. On the inside, Ava Dobson in the number 5 for Jay Howard Driver Development. Your final row, 15th and 16th, Giovanni Cabrera for Exclusive Autosport and Hudson Potter in the number 4 for Jay Howard Driver Development. Indeed, 16 drivers getting set to go racing here. We expect to get maybe 18 or 19 when we get to the Circuit of the Americas for the finale. Again, looking forward to what should be a tremendous race here. So much talent in this USF Juniors category. Just one yellow flag yesterday for an incident down in turn number 5 between Carson Eder and Lucas Facuri. We hope to go green to checker like we have multiple times here in 2023. So lining things up, coming through the carousel as we get set to go at it one more time here. Another race later on today as well. Green flag set to go for race number 3 at 2:30 this afternoon. So these drivers will get to do it twice. Both Lucas Facuri and Carson Eder happy to get back out on track. They maybe make some kind of redemption for the incident yesterday. Aiden Ingrado starting on pole. I think that's really the story here. Obviously, the momentum of the back-to-back wins for Quinn Armstrong is big. But, man, Aiden Ingrado coming in here. As I said before, I've had a chance to watch him race karts. And, again, one of the young drivers who was a star in junior karting over the last couple of years has made the move up into the senior category. And scrapped it out of the senior class and really has been a factor immediately, racing against multiple world CIK, FIA world champions. So this guy really was battling amongst the world's best. This move into car racing, the kid's got blinding speed. He's got a methodical mind about racing. This debut here, we're going to see Aiden Ingrado potentially in a full season of USF Juniors next year. He could be the one to watch next year as well. They're going to line them up, folks. It's time to go racing. Our second event of a triple header here at Road America. Drivers getting themselves into position. 16 strong coming out of 14. And we are about to get at it for a 10-lapper. And looking, of course, forward to getting through the opening lap cleanly. Everybody lining up. Little gap there further back. I want to say that's potentially on the outside might be Golan. Everybody into position. Time to get rolling here. Waiting for the green, and we've got it. Green, green, green. And a big run down, not surprising, down to the wall to try to block the inside. And Grotta going to try to see if he can't get the job done. We go 3 wide, a little bit further back. Here comes the Corpay car, number 92 of Jack Jeffers. He's going to try the outside. Jeffers going to the outside of the racetrack. To the inside comes Quinn Armstrong. Clean so far. Drivers working their way out of turn number 1. We had an incident there yesterday when Grotta got a cut tire coming across on Max Taylor. They're clean through turn number 2. Can they get through 3? Good so far. And that's about this development level. Give each other room. Good start so far. So indeed underway. Big run down into turn number 5 now. The kink 4 in the middle of the straightaway. Yeah, let's go 3 wide again. Make it 4 wide. Big jump to the outside again. Big racing, and it's the number 33 of Max. Taylor's gone to the lead. Taylor's gone to P1. Jeffers into second, and Grotta goes back, I think, to third. Everybody else clean and green coming up the hill. Little trouble there for Eder. I think he may have fell to the tail of the field, but long way to go here. Out of turn number 6 through 7. Again, opening lap. There's parts of this racetrack where these drivers are going to be flat. But on the opening lap, when we're just getting some heat built into these Cooper tires, they may be a little more ginger. From turn 8 all the way to Canada Corner, once the Coopers are up to temp, you're flat out. All the way through the carousel, you're flat. Remember, these cars with the same downforce as a USF 2000 car, but about 30 less horsepower. So you're going to be able to hold it flat through the kink as well, but maybe not on cold tires. You got to be smart. They're worked their way through here now. You can see the gap already developing. Oh, big battle there back for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Clean through Kettle Bottom so far. We'll give you the rundown. Top 4 drivers stretching away a little bit here right now. Little gap, I think, back to Giafoni potentially. Oh, how about side-by-side through Canada? I'm not sure if that's Giafoni or it might be Quinn Armstrong. Remember, a couple of D-Force cars up front. Armstrong started 4th, Giafoni 5th. But there's not a D-Force car in the top 4 there. I think it's Taylor, Jeffers, and then Ingrata. And then potentially Jimmy Lockhart might be up in there as well. We'll have a look when they come back through. We'll give you the full field rundown, of course, when they come across the line for you to trip the beam for the first time here. Taylor, Jeffers, and Grotta. Yeah, Jimmy Lockhart up to 4th. What a great start for Lockhart. He goes P4. Here comes around the outside for the lead. Indeed, Jack Jeffers, book it. He goes to P1. Jeffers rolling the outside of 1. He'll drive down the bottom to kind of cover him off into turn number 3. It is indeed Quinn Armstrong. Giafoni all the way back to 8th. So point leader not having a fantastic weekend here thus far at Road America. You wonder whether or not he's thinking championship. Had a big lead of 66 points coming in. I believe coming down to 51, I think. I'll have a look at that in a second. Opening lap in the books. Working lap number 2. Jeffers has been trying to make that move. Here comes Ingrata. He's trying to go to the outside as well. Hard to hold that spot. Back up the hill. Look for Taylor or Lockhart potentially to make a move to the inside of Ingrata. This is good racing. Little pinch coming through. Again, blind corner coming up over the hill under the Corvette Bridge. That's one of the tough parts of this racetrack is trusting your turn-in point and getting back on that throttle once you get to the mid-corner. Yeah, Grotta's able to go into second. Jimmy Lockhart up into 3rd. What did I say at the top? He's had a couple of podium finishes and has shown tremendous speed here this weekend. Jimmy Lockhart looking for a breakout race for sure. Full field rundown last time by was Taylor leading, so let's put Jeffers P1 as we know. Ingrata, Lockhart, Taylor, Armstrong, Hudson Schwartz 6th, Ethan Barker in 7th, 8th was Giafoni, 9th was Brienza, 10th was Eric Schouten. Golan runs in 11th, Facuri in 12th, Cabrera 13th, Dobson, Eder, and Potter capping off the 16-driver field. Well, we're not resting in on anything here now, are we? We are not running a straight NASCAR train up front. We're making moves left and right. Pass or be passed to a certain extent. Ingrata trying to make a move to the inside. Looks to the bottom of the racetrack. Probably not the best place to pinch. Coming out of 14, you're going to lose more power, exit. You're not able to get back to power quite as quickly. Indeed, oh, there's a challenge coming up the hill. Lockhart looked to the inside. Junior's going at it out front. Top 5 drivers trying to pull away. Giafoni from 6th. He's got to the lead of that next group. Ingrata's on the outside. all the way across. He's going to have to come back cleanly. Oh, and up over that little bump. We all saw Scott McLaughlin get that jump before the IndyCar race. There's a big, if you're off the racetrack on the exit of one, there's lots of runoff there. There's lots of pavement all the way across. But if you're late coming back, there's an extra bit of pavement they've added that has a more aggressive rumble. The gator at the end of that. And if you hit that, it's going to shoot the car up in the air a little bit. And we saw that a bit for Ingrata. That'll be a wake-up call for him for sure. Jimmy Lockhart has gone to P1. Lockhart goes to the lead in the VRD number 48. Good run here for Lockhart, driver out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The Yacht Next VRD number 48 machine. Solid. Long way to go, as we know, though. $49 points, I think, the championship lead right now for Giafoni over Armstrong. Giafoni with 285, Armstrong with 236. So indeed, 49 points now separating first and second. And to be honest, Brienza and Jeffers aren't that far back either. Brienza at 214, Jeffers at 213. So we got three more races still. 99 points on offer when we get to the Circuit of the Americas. Wow, these guys are throwing haymaker at each other. And to be honest, I think Giafoni's probably the happiest one right now. They're battling up front. That's bringing Giafoni, Schwartz, and Ethan Barker back in. Yeah, look at this. There's Giafoni looking to the inside of his teammate. Yeah, Giafoni in the 19 makes a move inside Quinn Armstrong. So Giafoni now up to fifth. He's on the move. And here comes Schwartz and Barker. Man, the VRD team looking really good here in race number 2. P1, 3, 7, 8. All four of the VRD cars in the top 8 right now. Jeffers going to go around the outside of Lockhart. Oh, they're side by side. Coming back down the hill. Jeffers couldn't clear him. I don't think that Taylor's going to make a move to the inside either. They're going to run cleanly through the corner, but this is tremendous racing here in juniors. Wow. Lockhart and Jeffers side by side through turn number 1. As I do for our broadcast, a little quick shout out to all of those of you tuning in around the country and around the world. We know we have people following all over the place, so we hope you're enjoying this one and not biting off your nails too much, because this is true nail-biting stuff. Look at this lead group right now. Oh, how about 3 wide? No, up into 6. Think better of that one, lads. Look at this lead group right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. Lockhart, Jeffers, Taylor, Ingrata, Giafoni, Armstrong, Barker, and Schwartz all in this fight up front right now. And don't count out Joey Brienza from 9th. He's closing up there as well. They're scrapping it out, and Joey's trying to get in there, as is Brady Golan. Man. Through the kink. Yeah, I was going to say, I was wondering if things would kind of temper down a little bit. Let's take it off a boil, because it was getting pretty ugly. We'll see whether we get any kind of a breakaway. Yeah, I see a little bit of a break there. Top 5, and then the next group of 3 are going to go 2 wide coming down. Oh, driver spinning coming through Canada. Around he goes. He's right in the middle of the rumbles. Everybody clean. They'll have the yellow flags flying down there. That driver able to, I believe, get the thing to refire. That was someone from 6 to 8 who was asking a little much. I wonder if that might have been Armstrong. No, there's Armstrong there. Not quite sure who it was who spun. We'll pick that up. They'll fall down the order, and I'll tell you when they come back up here. It was hard for me to, with the drone shot, to figure out who that might have been. But that was just trying to carry too much speed and probably trying to trail the brake a little bit into Canada. Jeffers, your leader. This time it's going to be Max Taylor trying the outside. Taylor goes way wide. Oh, big, see that over top? There is a huge bump there. You cannot run to the very far end, and that shot Taylor's car up in the air. We'll be heading down to Carl Haas Auto to order a new skid plate. Oh, driver spun coming out of 2 as well. Someone out of 3, rather, having some trouble there. Driver off to the right side of the racetrack. I don't know that they're moving at this point. you wonder when this racing was going to come to a head. But a driver has gone off there. We'll see if they're able to refire. 4 laps in. We'll get to the halfway point this time by. There's Brienza. I told you he'd be in there as well. Brienza coming into the scrap. That might be the 3 of Aiden and Grata who potentially had an issue. He's falling back. Yeah, full course yellow. We're seeing the full course yellow. Could be the number 3 of Aiden and Grata. We'll deploy the pace car to pick these drivers up. And again, full course yellow drivers will hold their spots. And Grata's fallen to the tail of the field. Not quite sure which driver spun down in turn number 12 either. Can the corner. So full course yellow here at the halfway point. 4 laps clean. And it did feel like it was boiling over. I think most would agree. It was getting a bit hectic. So we'll press the reset button, try to dial things down a little bit. We had it up to 11, that's for sure. Jack Jeffers led it. Taylor tried to go around the outside. I wonder how many spots Taylor potentially lost because he went way off the racetrack. David Dobson locking up a break there. We're on a caution. We shouldn't be locking up on a caution, that's for sure. So we'll line them all up. Slow them up behind pace car speed here. We'll give you the rundown as they come through. Yeah, Max Taylor's fallen down the order. I'm not sure how far he will fall. I think it's Taylor down in 3. So we already lost Aiden and Grata. Max Taylor, I believe, with that, you got to think something could have shook. We all saw it on the screen. He hammered that curbing at the end of the runoff. That car was probably a foot in the air in the back. Jack Jeffers, your leader. Lockhart second. Nicholas Giafoni back up into third. Quinn Armstrong fourth. Ethan Barker fifth. Hudson Schwartz now runs sixth. Joey Brienz has worked his way up to seventh. Eighth is Brady Golan. Ninth is Eric Schouten. Ava Dobson up into the top 10. Carson Eder runs 11th. Lucas Facuri in 12th. Giovanni Cabrera now 13th. Max Taylor is 14th. Hudson Potter 15th. Aiden and Grata in 16th. Remember, they're going to do it all again. And this is, let's just make this key point. This is a development series. This is a learning opportunity. Let's have a look at the replay. Is this going to give the spin? Driver coming through. Yeah, I think that driver actually might have got into the curb coming in there. That was in Grata. So that's very likely in Grata. We'll watch that come back through. They're essentially 3 wide coming down into Canada. And he's going to get pinched down. Oh, no, there might have been contact in the back there, too. That's just 2 drivers going to the apex. So that could be the car of Ingrata, hence why he fell to the tail of the field. Good pickup from our crew there on the replay of the incident happening over in Canada Corner. So that's the one that took out Ingrata. And then, if indeed that is Max Taylor, which I believe it will be down in on the exit turn number 3, that was very likely the residual damage of hammering that more aggressive gator at the end of the runoff coming out of turn number 1. I had a chance to do the track walk with the guys from Jay Howard Driver Development, and Jay really pointed out, listen, this is not where you want to be. You don't want to be anywhere near. Shout out to the parents up in the grandstands down there. If you guys are having a good day so far, there it is. Quinn Armstrong's pop giving us the thumbs up. Love it. There's the crew. Indeed, one of the things I'll tell you, folks, again, we get a lot of parents that come into the program here with their kids, right, coming from karting. And that's one of the things that, and I talked to a couple of parents about it this weekend. When you're a parent in karting, you can see the entire kart track, right? You can see your driver out there, your son or daughter out there wailing away, hammering down. You can see them. That's one of the transitions when they come to car racing because, especially here at Road America, when you can only see a small spot. A lot of them will perch themselves in turn 5. That way they can see the run down to 5, up to 6, but you can also see them come out of the kettle bottoms through Billy Mitchell Bend, 14 up the hill as well. So it's the best place to watch. But not being able to see your son and daughter on the racetrack and really looking at your stopwatch, if anything, to expect them to be the one coming around is tough. And again, this is a family sport, as we all know. Karting and then coming into this USF Pro Championships program. Everybody fully invested. But we got some great drivers. We're so blessed to have truly talented drivers. The level of competition. And again, this is the first rung of the USF Pro Championships presented by Cooper Tires. These are the drivers who are starting right now their journeys to try to get to the NTT IndyCar Series. That's what this is. And indeed, it's such a battle for sure for these young drivers, not only on the racetrack, but of course the economics of it all as well. Pace car's still out, so we're going to this will be lap 6 when they come across the line. If indeed the AMR USF Pro Championship safety team can get it cleaned, we'll put lap 7. If we're lucky, we'll go back to green this next time by. That would be lap 7. We'd have a 3-lap dash to see who's going to come away with the win. Again, these drivers all racing for the Discount Tire Scholarship Program, valued at $241,890 to make the move to USF 2000. Over $1.6 million on offer in prize money and awards in the entire USF Pro Championships. Shout out to some of our partners. Discount Tire is the official tire retailer of the USF Pro Championships, presented by Cooper Tires. At Discount Tire, we know your time is valuable, so get a 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online. Visit discounttire.com today to schedule your appointment. VP Racing Fuels is the exclusive fuel supplier for all 3 levels of the USF Pro Championships. In 2021, VP expanded their role and became the official lubricant and coolant as well. In addition to VP Racing engine oil and VP Racing gear oil, this includes VP Racing's new line of Stay Frosty performance engine coolants. Very cool to have the Skip Barber Racing School guys, their drivers out here right before USF Juniors, because those Skip Barber racers racing for a scholarship, right, to move into the juniors. $100,000 scholarship up for grabs. 5 drivers seem to be in the scrap for that. We'll see which comes away with the title and gets a chance to come and join us here next year. If you are trackside and enjoying the race, I will tell you this. Make sure that if you want to follow all the action, download our free USF Pro Championships app. You can go to Apple Store for iPhones and Google Play for mobile, for Android mobile devices and tablets. All of our live timing. If you haven't seen our mini documentary, The Climb, all those episodes are on there. They're also on the YouTube channel. But all those episodes are on the app. Full live video coverage. All of this coverage is available on the app. You can watch wherever you are. My USF Pro Insider podcast is on there as well. So tons of information to follow the future stars of the NTT IndyCar Series. I would think we're going to go green this time by. So that would be lap 7. 3 more laps to go. Lost a couple laps there under the yellow. Jack Jeffers, your leader. Jimmy Lockhart in 2nd. Nicholas Giafoni 3rd. Quinn Armstrong in 4th. Ethan Barker up into 5th spot. He's looking for another breakout run. Career best finish yesterday for Barker, P4. Can he get on the podium here today? Schwartz, Brienza, Golan, Schouten, and Dobson. Ava Dobson in 10th. Yeah, lights are out on the pace car. We're going racing this next time by, so hold on. Wherever the parents are, hold your breath. If all goes well, we've probably got about 9 minutes of racing for you. A little less. So many of these drivers have already been in the pressure cooker that is national level kart racing. Some of them coming through, again, the Skip Barber Racing School. But this is the very first rung of this USF Pro Championships. Jack Jeffers in the number 92 exclusive Autosport machine. That metallic raspberry car will lead them coming out of 14. Right back at it. Lockhart right there. Giafoni and Armstrong, the 2 D-Force cars, ready to jump at it. Cars popping out. That looked like a... I don't know what happened there. The D-Force cars got a jump. I don't know if they called green or what happened, but the D-Force cars are long gone. Both Giafoni and Armstrong bolted from 3rd and 4th. So not sure what happened there. The rest of the field coming in behind Jack Jeffers. So the D-Force cars out 1-2. Not sure what happened there. But again, we're racing. Looks like drivers are pretty clean coming down. The big run down to turn number 5. Slice and dice move to the bottom. Jeffers trying to close back up. He's right there as well. That's the 16 who's made the move. Quinn Armstrong going to the lead. Jeffers is trying to bring the rest of the field up to them. Again, a very interesting development there when they came up the hill as 3rd and 4th bolted. I don't know if the green had flown at that point and they were getting called in the radio. Did Jeffers just get kind of caught off guard there? Not quite sure. But he is P3 right now as he kind of held his spot right there behind the 2 D-Force cars. Through the carousel. Be 2 to go when they get back around. 2 laps remaining when they get back around here. Lots of racing coming out of Canada corner, not surprisingly. This fight turning back up. Jeffers has worked his way back to 2nd. Man, he's got a good hot rod here today. Jeffers up into P2. Does he come away with the victory? They'll work their way back up the hill. Remember, back-to-back wins for Quinn Armstrong. Does he get 3 in a row? Jeffers is going to pull out at the top of the hill and try to keep him pinched down to the bottom. Does Jeffers get the job done coming up the hill? They're side by side. Jeffers has got the lead. He'll go back to the bottom. So Jeffers has already gone to P1. Armstrong into 2nd. Giafoni going to try around the outside of his teammate. Oh, trouble there for Armstrong. Big wiggle at mid-corner, and he's going to go back to the tail of that group all the way behind, I believe, Eric Schouten. What a run for Eric Schouten out in the top 5 right now, too. This is big for the Brazilian. The white flag will fly next time by. Quinn Armstrong, a handful of steering wheel coming through turn number 1. But was able to gather it back up. But I want to say he fell potentially back to 5th or 6th. A scramble coming down last time. Here's the big move to the inside as well. Oh, it's, I believe, into the side of Barker. It's Schouten and Barker going at it. That's going to be for P5. Schouten to the inside of the top of the hill. He'll probably have the advantage coming out. Eric Schouten looking for his best run. Oh, a driver's gone 4 wheels off. That might be Barker on the outside. He was trying to run the outside there. This has allowed Jeffers to pull away. Jeffers and I believe Lockhart pulling away. Schouten up into 3rd now. Eric Schouten, the P3, looking for a breakout. Again, like I said, white flag will fly next time by. Jeffers looking for the win. Through the kink, Eric Schouten holding up a big group. Well, he's not holding up, leading the big group. He worked his way up there. He's got one of the D-Force cars, both D-Force cars. In fact, I think Carson Etter's in there too. There's a move for Lockhart. Lockhart's gone to the inside to take the lead in Canada. Look at this gaggle going for the final spots on the podium. Man. And then we'll go 3 wide up into Billy Mitchell further back. Why not? Oh, driver's gone around. Someone spinning coming up the hill. And somehow able to catch it. Figure out who that was. That's Barker. Ethan Barker went around. Now he's got Ava Dobson right behind him. So Barker went around, lost it, looped it, coming up over to Billy Mitchell. All I saw was a car completely sideways on the racetrack. White flag flying last lap. Lockhart leads, but here comes Jack Jeffers again around the bow. Can he hold the spot from left to right? Not quite. They're side by side coming down the hill. And Lockhart will hold the spot. Jeffers going to work. Lockhart trying to get that first win. This is big. Giafoni 3rd, Schouten 4th, Armstrong, Etter, Schwartz. What a great run for Carson Etter in the 57. Does he bring home a top 5? Watch them come down here. Big dive bomb move to the bottom. What a crossover. And book it. Jeffers back to the lead in turn number 5. Sold him the dummy to the outside and dove it down to the apex. What a beautiful pass for Jack Jeffers. Is it enough? Because here comes Giafoni. Point leader, closing back up again. Big one here for Nicholas Giafoni, trying to come back from that 6th spot yesterday. Jeffers needs the win. Lockhart right there. Lockhart a bit of trouble coming down into turn number 8. Jeffers has got about 6 car legs coming through the carousel. Look at that scrap further back. That's between, I believe, Brienza. I think Cabrera potentially there as well. Good run for Giovanni Cabrera. This is the best we've seen out of Cabrera. Somebody lit a fire under him. Final lap here in USF Juniors. Jack Jeffers has got a good lead. Side by side, though, for second. Watch this battle for second. Giafoni's got it. Lockhart trying to go to the inside. Oh, a little contact. This is tremendous stuff. They're coming back out of Billy Mitchell. This is great stuff. But out of 14, he won at VIR, and he's trying to get a championship. He's going to gain a couple of points on Giafoni because the winner in race number 2 at Road America, rolling up the hill in the Corpay car for Exclusive Autosports, is Jack Jeffers. Jeffers across the line with the win. Big victory for Jack. Giafoni, huge to get back to second. Big for the championship for Giafoni as well. Lockhart third. Eric Schouten up into the 4th spot. Quinn Armstrong 5th. Carson Etter 6th. Hudson Schwartz 7th. Brady Golan, Joey Brienza, and Ethan Barker round out the top 10. A strong run for Giovanni Cabrera as well in 11th. His best finish of the year, I think, in terms of being on pace. But this one was about Jack Jeffers. Not sure what happened on that restart where the D-Force drivers jumped out, whether the green was thrown and the call was made by race control. I'm sure they're going to definitely look into that. But as they run on track, again, Jeffers was still able to come back and steal it away. And look at this shot. This is Eric Schouten coming up alongside his teammate. That's a career best for Schouten, is for sure. P4 just off the podium for Schouten. But Jack Jeffers, big one for him, scoring the win for Exclusive Autosport. And again, this is going to close him up in the championship a little bit. Giafoni, though, as long as nothing happens for that jump start, Giafoni will be happy with that second-place finish because he has such a good lead right now. Just banging out podium finishes would likely be enough for him to grab this championship. Lockhart, though, again, another podium for Jimmy. Right on it. He's ready for a breakout here momentarily. No doubt about it in my mind as well. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. I'm going to head down to Victory Lane. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Sean Sermony to give me a hand here to take us through as these drivers work their way through on the cool-down lap. It's time to go to Victory Lane and celebrate with Jack Jeffers.
All right, no big surprise, folks, right there. The action right down to the checkered flag. I'm telling you right now, this USF Juniors program puts together some amazing racing. Just one race after another. It doesn't matter for VIR or here at Road America or where we are. These kids are going at it. Congratulations to Jack Jeffers. Great battle down at the end, and Nicholas Giafoni making it great for points as well, climbing all the way up to the second spot, I believe, just outside the top 5 yesterday. Now still chasing down that points championship. Jack Jeffers, Giafoni going back-to-back as far as the season-long points go. Really, really great stuff there. And, of course, Jimmy Lockhart, congratulations to you being in P3. Another podium finish as well. Quinn Armstrong in that last couple of laps, going from racing well up inside the top 3, leading at one point or another, and then coming back into a 5th spot. That just shows you when you have a competitor like Quinn Armstrong that has now won a handful of races back-to-back, looking for a 3rd one here, and then coming back and finishing 5th. There's nothing wrong with a 5th. But I'll tell you right now, that just explains a little bit of how tight this series is and how close it is, under the last pressures of the last few laps. It's really impressive. So there's a nice shot right there down at the Road America's victory lane as Jack Jeffers pulls in there in the number 92. He's out of the car, folks. He can hear you around the track. Big round of applause for Jack Jeffers. Well done, sir. That's big congratulations from everywhere here, from the family, from the crew. Everyone's so happy with what an amazing performance it was. And there's no reason to have anything other than a lot of huge smiles here for Jack Jeffers, as it was not an easy win. That was a hard-fought victory right there, right down to the wire. So now you see just sitting there talking, going over the race here, how it all happened for him, and it is not easy. This class is boy, there's a lot on the line, man. Let's talk about that. There's a lot on the line here, for these young kids in their open wheel career, and some of them are going to have an amazing career. And the reality of it, some of them won't, and it's sad, but it's true, and that's the way it is. And there's an awful lot of line on the line here for these young, talented drivers in this USF Juniors program by Cooper Tires, and boy, to see them battle the way they do, and it's not just a little bit here and there. It's right from when the green flag flies, all the way on through, and then just when you think they can't be any tighter, just when you think that they can't be that any closer to one another and that many more passes, you get down to the nitty-gritty, the last 3-4 laps, and it is unbelievable the pressure these competitors put on one another here, coming right down to the end. We're going into, I'm saying, about 2 laps left to go. Quinn Armstrong out in front. He's flip-flopping back and forth. Jack Jeffries, he's back around third. Quinn Armstrong ends up dropping back to fifth. Jack Jeffries moves on up. He needed that win. The points are so close between him and Nicholas Giaffoni, and then Giaffoni being in P2, both of them keeping that race nice and close, the points race there, and it goes Jimmy Lockhart as well. Eric Schotten in the mix with a P4, and so really impressive stuff the way they do it. I know we're going to be heading down here to Rob down on the podium as he prepares for his podium presentation down here with our USF 2000 Juniors program.
Juniors on a great battle, some amazing racing all the way through, and some big finishes for drivers who are not here with us on the podium. Eric Schouten, as you mentioned, top 5 finish. A couple of drivers' cars in Eder in 6. Just some really good finishes for certain. Let's have a look right now, though, at the drivers who were able to get here in this Cooper Tires Grand Prix of Road America, because this is a great championship battle. Finishing in third, the win is coming, ladies and gentlemen, for VRD Racing P3 today, Jimmy Lockhart. And to present Jimmy with his trophy, we have guests from Discount Tire with us here. Drew St. Thomas will bring Jimmy his P3 position, another podium for Jimmy Lockhart. And again, this kid is flying right now, ready for that breakout right in the middle of the hunt all race long. And a great job there for Jimmy Lockhart. A big run as well for this driver trying to get himself that championship. He had a rougher run yesterday, finished as 6th. Those around him got some good points, but a big run here, finishing in 2nd place for D-Force Racing, Nicholas Giaffoni. Great job for Nicholas. Chris Spar, one of our guests from Discount Tire, will bring Nicholas his 2nd place trophy, and these are the points totals that he needs. He's got a big point lead from a really strong run through the middle part of the season. The Brazilian looking good to try to take a point lead into the Circuit of the Americas finale at the end of the month. But a big win for this driver here, led and fell back to 3rd, but fought his way back forward. Some tremendous passes. He comes away with his 2nd win of the season, folks. The victor today, give it up to Jack Jeffers. I know the win is crucial, but that just looked like fun out there. You were making some big passes all over the place.
Yeah, it was a blast. It's one of the most fun races I've had in a long time.
Let's talk about the car itself. Did you know from the very green flag you had a piece that could go to Victory Lane?
Oh, I knew I've had a piece to go to Victory Lane this whole weekend, but we made a few adjustments overnight, and it was definitely better this morning, and so, yeah.
Let's talk about your crew. Who do you want to thank today?
Oh, the whole Exclusive Auto Sport team, Michael and Lou, I can't thank them enough, and my mechanics. And then my mom, obviously, her traveling all the way down here and having to work so hard to get me here, and I can't thank her enough.
Well done, man. One more time, round of applause for Jack Jeffers. Let's bring that trophy in here. This is going to close him up in the championship as well. Hunter Elledge will bring his P1 trophy. Thank you so much, Hunter. And a great run there, as we said, for Jack Jeffers. He made passes in 1. He made passes in 5. He made passes in down in Canada corner. A number of different opportunities for him to get by. Obviously, just a little bit of an issue at the start there. Allowed the D-Force drivers to jump up front, but the number 92 went on the hunt and was able to close back up on both D-Force drivers and come away with the victory. So a big one for him, for Jack Jeffers at Exclusive Autosport, and also a huge result, as we know, for Nicholas Giafoni. Big points to keep that massive gap that he has currently over his teammate, Quinn Armstrong. So again, we'll bring the Discount Tire hats. Great to have a bunch of guests here this weekend from Discount Tire, part of the action here at Road America. One more race still to go, as we know. Green flag set for 2:30 this afternoon to cap off the triple header. And then after that, we're looking forward to the Circuit of the Americas. Only one more weekend set to go. The triple header down there in Austin, Texas, to find out who's going to win that scholarship of over $240,000 to move to USF 2000 in 2024. We'll see who gets back here again, because we have ourselves a tremendous battle here. We're going to do it again in race number 3. This has been some good racing in juniors. One little issue in the middle of the race for some argy-bargy and some action down in turn number 3. Otherwise, we went full green flag racing. So Jack Jeffers getting that big victory. Nicholas Giafoni and Jimmy Lockhart also on the podium. Big points for those drivers as well. And just to throw it out there, 3 different teams as well. Exclusive Autosport, D-Force Racing, and VRD all on the podium here. So, and then, of course, off the podium, as I said before, big finishes. I think Eric Schouten, P4, huge for him. And Carson Etter coming home in 3rd, or rather in 6th. What a great run for Carson. So we've already got the negotiations here in Victory Lane. No spraying each other. They have to wear these suits one more time. So no spraying each other. So, folks, there we go. Let's cap things off with a celebration, guys. Grip it and rip it. Celebrate a win for Jack Jeffers here. Let it spray. Let's go. So the spray is done. These drivers are going to come back here in just a couple hours. As I said, 2:30 green flag for race number 3. Lots more competition, wheel-to-wheel racing for you throughout the day here on a Sunday at Road America. Those of you tuning in on the live broadcast, whether it's on the YouTube channel or our free downloadable USF Pro Championships app, thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. On behalf of everybody from Anderson Promotions and Cooper Tire, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.